Okay, in the previous class, we have created the asset classes. For these asset classes, we have created the account determination, we maintain the number range, and we also created the screen layout. Now, what we are going to do in the next step, so we'll be creating the GL, and these GL we will be linking with those asset classes. Here it is saying that we need to create the GL, and these GL we will be creating for each of our asset class. For example, we have land, building, plant and machinery, furniture, fixture. So for each of the asset class, we create the GL, and this GL we can create at a class level. So we'll be creating the GL on the asset side, that is normal asset GL, and also we'll be creating the accumulated asset account, and both of these two accounts will be your reconciliation account. So we will have the reconciliation account setting here, and then we will be also having the P&L account. So if we, in case we are selling our GA, sorry, we are selling our asset, and due to the sale of asset, we will be getting the loss gain. So that loss gain GL we will be creating, and also we will be creating a sale of asset account. So that will be creating as a clearing account. So how we'll be creating these accounts? So first it is saying that because we need to create a asset account, and we follow the number range for the asset starting with 2 series. So here it is saying that for the asset we can have the GLS 200,001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like this we can create the GL in the system. And for this GL creation we can refer to the transaction code FS00. So let's have here the transaction code FS00. Enter. Company code it is the company code ID 2244, and GL ID we have 200,001, 200,001. So because it is to be set up as a reconciliation account, for this we can go to the create button. Account group is going to be your asset type, because this asset we have the balance sheet item. So we can select here the account type as balance sheet, and we can give the name as, this is what, this is for the land. So let's have it the land account, a land account. Go to the control data tab, and because it is a asset GL, so we will not select here only balance in local currency. Account type we will be giving here asset, and we will activate the line item display. We will give the sort key as 001. Then we can go to the bank interest tab. Field status group ID, because it is a reconciliation account, we can select here the field status group ID as G067. So let's have here the G067. Enter. So this is the GL we have created for our first asset class. Likewise, we need to create the GL for the remaining asset classes. So I'm going to save it. Then we can go to the next GL, which is 200,002. So this GL we can create by taking a reference of what we have created. It is 200,001. So just click on the with template button, give the reference of 200,001 we created today, and company code ID once again 2244. So here we have the GL for our next asset class, which is building. So we can replace here the text as building account, building account. Then the next GL, so we can save it. Next reconciliation account we have 200,003, and again take the reference of 200,001. Enter. And this is for what? This is for plant and machinery. Plant and machinery. Account. Then after this 200,003 we have 200,004. Click on with template button. Take the reference of 200,001. After the plant and machinery we have the furniture. Furniture. And the last is your vehicle. 200,005. Click on with template button. Again take the reference of 200,001. And this is for the vehicle. So let's have the text as vehicle account. Vehicle account. Now I'm going to save it. So these are the GL we have maintained on the asset side in the balance sheet. Now we need to create the GL on the liability side, and that is going to be your accumulated depreciation GL. So that is the liability we need to report in the balance sheet in the liability side, and for this we need to take the reference of again 200,001. But because it is a different account group, we will change the account group later. So let's have here the account number as, and all our liability accounts are starting with the 1 series 100,000. So let's have here the number as 100,001. Click on with template button. Take the reference of 200,001 in the company go 2233 2244, enter. And here we are going to replace the account group as liability. Type will be same, balance sheet account, and this is what accumulated depreciation or accumulated depreciation on land, accumulated depreciation on land account. So other things will remain same. Now I'm going to save it. Now this is the GL we have created for the first asset class. Now same way we will be getting the GL for the remaining asset classes. So the next is 100,002. Again we can click on the bid template button. This time I'm going to take the reference of 100,001 which we have created under the account group liability. For the company go 2244, press enter button. So liability account group is correct. Now here we need to create this account for our next asset class after land, which is building. So let's have here the text as building depreciation, accumulated depreciation, building, save. Then after this 100,002 we have 100,003. Click on bid template button, take the reference of 100,001 and then press enter button. Building we have plant, save. Then we have 100,004 furniture, bid template button, furniture, furniture, save. And the last is for vehicle, save. So we have created the accumulated depreciation for all our asset classes. Now we need to create the GL for the sale of asset, and this sale of asset account we need to maintain under the account group income. And for this I'm going to give the number as 300 100, and we can click on the new entry button. Account group is income, type is P&L, give the name as sale of asset account, sale of asset account. Go to the control data tab, select only balance in local currency, line item display, sort key 001, and here we will have a small change in the field status group because we will be using it for the sale of asset. So we will have here the field status group relevant for the sale of asset, and this is the asset retirement. So field status group we can find out asset retirement. We'll assign this GL G052 account for the fixed asset retirement. Fixed asset retirement, press enter button, save it. So if we will be selling our asset, either we will be getting the gain or loss. So for the gain, we can have our next GL 300 101 under the account group income only. Go to the first tab, give the account group ID as income, type as P&L, give the name short text long text as gain on the sale of asset, account, sale of asset account, and then other information will remain same except the field status group. We can give the name as here only balance in local currency, line item display, sort key 001, field status group normal G01, and we can just save it. click on the save option. This is the case when we are getting the gain on the sale of asset. If in case you are getting the loss on the sale of asset, so in that case we need to select the account group as expense, and for this we can go to the account group expense. A range we can give for our GL 4 series because we have the 400,000 for the expense. So let's have here the GL as 400,101, and this is the GL we have under the account group expense. Type is P&L, and here we have the loss due to the sale of asset. Due to the sale of asset account, and other information will remain same. Like normal setting we maintain, only balance the local currency, line item display, sort key 001, field set 0, G01. So this is the case when we are getting the loss due to the sale of asset. We have sometime loss due to the scrapping. So for this loss due to the scrapping also we need to have the GL, and let's have the next GL number. It is 400,102, and this GL we can create by taking a reference of 400,101 under the same account group. Company code is same, and let's change the text due to not sale of asset but due to the scrapping, loss due to the scrapping. Then for the ordinary depreciation GL also we need to take the account group as expense and create the GL for posting of normal depreciation under the account group expense, and for this we can have the GL 400 500. Again this ordinary depreciation GL you can maintain at a class level, like for the different classes you can create the different GL. Here I'm going to have a common GL, ordinary depreciation GL common for all my asset classes. So I'm going to assign the same GL in my 5 asset classes. So it is again, it needs the normal GL setting. So click on the bit template button. Take the reference of 400,101 only, and this is the ordinary depreciation account, ordinary depreciation account. So normal setting will be there, okay, and I'm going to save it. So we are done with the GL creation. Now what next we need to do? We need to assign these GL, and how we need to do the assignment. So for this assignment we can go down, and here we have the step number 10. Transaction code is, it is AO90. Step number 10, transaction code is AO90 for the assignment of account for the automatic posting. So let's have this transaction code AO90. Enter. Okay, so here we can just see we have the chart of depreciation, and here we have the chart of account. So all our assets we maintain under what? Under the chart of depreciation, and all our GL we maintain under the chart of account. So what we need to do? We need to link all our assets with the GL we have under the chart of account. For this linking, we need to use a account determination. So how we will be using these account determinations? So first we'll start with the first you select this chart of account, and then you can just see on your left side you have been given the account determination, and for this account determination we need to provide the GL, balance sheet GL, and depreciation GL, or I would say we need to assign the balance sheet account as well as the depreciation account. So first we need to select the account determination, double click on this. If you remember, for each of our asset class we have maintained the account determination. So let's find out the account determination we have for each of our asset class. So it is 224401. So you can just see these are the account determinations we have maintained. So let's have it for the land. Select land, and then we need to go to the left side, double click on the balance sheet account, and here we can assign the GL. So first, for the sale purchase, which GL you want to have, or like if you are acquiring any asset, retiring any asset, so which GL you want to assign here for this land. So let it be 200,001. This is for the land, and you can just see the retirement account assignment. So in case you are getting the loss and due to the retirement, so we have already created a GL. It is 400,101. This is due to the, it is, you can just see loss made on the asset retirement, and then without revenue. Without revenue means here we need to report the loss due to the asset retirement, that is due to the scrapping. Scrapping, so we have here the GL 400,102. This is due to the scrapping without revenue. And then here we have the clearing account for your asset sale. So here we need to assign the GL, that is for the sale of asset clearing account. We have with us 300,100, and then gain on the sale of asset 300,101, loss on the sale of asset 400,101. If you don't know the GL, you press F4 key from the list. You can assign the relevant GL. So press enter button. It will show you the name also. Here you can just see the land account, loss due to the scrapping GL, sale of asset, gain, loss. So here we have assigned the GL for our account determination 01 land. Same way we need to do it for the rest of the account determinations. So these are the GL we have assigned here under the balance sheet. Now go to the depreciation. Under the depreciation, we have two accounts, ordinary and accumulated. So first we need to assign here the accumulated depreciation, that is 100,001, and ordinary we have, it is 400, 500. Press enter button. Now I'm going to save it. Click on the save option, press enter button, and then go to the next account determination ID, which is 02. Again assign the GL in the same fashion. So the next GL number is 100,002, and these account GLs will remain same. There's a retirement account assignment GLs, so these will remain same. Scrapping GL, sale of asset, gain on sale of asset, loss on sale of asset. Go to the depreciation. Accumulated depreciation GL will be next GL, it is 100,002, relevant for the building, and ordinary will save. Save it. Then the next account determination ID we have 03 balance sheet. Here we have the next GL as 200,003, and these GL will remain same. Then go to the depreciation. The first GL will be new, it is 100,003. Then we have the ordinary one, same one, same. Then we have the next determination ID as 04 furniture. GL number we have here 4 200,004, and these will remain same. Go to the depreciation, double click on this GL 100,004 and ordinary GL. Save. Last is 05 vehicle, and go to the balance sheet account. Number is 200,005, and then assign the retirement GL same. Now go to the depreciation. Give the next GL number 100,005 for the vehicle and ordinary depreciation. So we have completed the GL account assignment for the automatic posting. What next we to do? It is saying that now we need to work on the depreciation side, and for a depreciation calculation, we need to set up the depreciation. We need to set up the multi-level method, and then we'll have the period control method, and then we'll be activating the depreciation area. So first let's create the multi-level method, and for this we have step number 11, transaction code is FAMS. So let's have the transaction code AFAMS. Press enter button. And then these multi-level method we can create with 3-character ID, could be alphanumeric. So click on the new entry button, give the ID as 441, and this is what, or 44. Actually, we'll be creating two multi-level method, one for straight line and another for the written down value method. So let's have a 44S. So this is the 10% depreciation, and this is what SLM. SLM means straight line method. Validity start date is from which date you want to calculate your depreciation. So we want to calculate the depreciation from the ordinary depreciation start date. From the ordinary depreciation start date, and where we will find this date? We'll find this date in the asset master data under the depreciation calculation segment. So here we can have this ordinary depreciation start date. Go to the left side. Under the multi-level method, we have the levels. Double click on the levels and click on the new entry button. So for this multi-level method, which acquisition you want to consider? Any year. And for this any year, we can use 4 times 9. And this is going to be valid for how many years? So it is going to be valid for 999 years. This multi-level method will have how many periods? 12, and it will have the base value as purchase value or acquisition value, and this is going to be your 01 acquisition value, purchase value. What is the depreciation rate we want to have? 10%, 10%, and then we save it. Click on the save option. So this is the straight line method we have. Now for the written down value method, go back. I'll also show you the difference between the two, how the system is going to calculate differently for both of these two calculation when we'll have the asset explorer. So here we can go to the next multi-level method ID. Select the first one you created and click on the create with reference or copy option. Here we have the next multi-level method ID as 44W, and this is what? This is for the WDV method. WDV is what? Return down value method, and then press enter button and again press enter button. You select this WDV and then go to the left side, double click on the levels. Here all information will remain same. If you want to keep the same depreciation rate, you keep it as same. If it is different, you can maintain here the different depreciation rate. And then here we will have the base value. It would be different. It is not acquisition value, it is going to be net book value. Net book value 24, and then press enter button, save it. So this is how we have created the multi-level method. Now after the multi-level method, we have step number 12, where we need to create the period control method. So period control method we have discussed during our theory section of asset accounting, that this is a period control which is going to calculate the depreciation. It is going to consider the time frame for which the depreciation is to be calculated. In case you are acquiring any asset on 1st, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th, so in that month, so how the depreciation is going to be started from 1st of that month or 5th of that month or mid of that month or next month or next quarter. So how that time frame system should consider for the calculation of depreciation. So this we can have it under the period control method. So let's have here the transaction code as AFAMP. We need to give the ID for the period control method ID. So this ID we can maintain as 3-character alphanumeric. We can maintain the ID. So let's have here the new entry button, and ID I'm going to give it as 44P. This is what? This is the period control method for 2244. And in case you are acquiring any asset, you are adding any asset, retiring any asset, you are transferring the value of asset. So in these scenarios, which option system needs to take it? So if the system needs to take it, the option number one, based on this, system going to calculate the depreciation based on the first date of that month on a pro rata basis. Then we have the period option, we have the next year option, next quarter option. So likewise, next month option. Likewise, we can select the period controls, and these period control options have been given by SAP already. We need to select the relevant one. So let's have it the 01, and the same option I'm going to use in case of addition, retirement, and transfer. Press enter button, save it, and again press enter button. Then after the step number 12, we have the step number 13 where we need to create the depreciation key. So under this depreciation key, we are going to take into the account the multi-level method, period control method, depreciation type. So whatever the information that is relevant for the depreciation, so that we are going to consider under the depreciation key. And how to set up this key? In order to create this setup or create this depreciation key, we have transaction code AFAMA. Let me just see the transaction code. It is AFAMA. Press enter button. Press enter button. You can just see we also have a depreciation key 0000 for which asset class or asset master record we can use it. For those asset classes or for that particular asset master data on which you don't want to calculate the depreciation. So for this, for that particular asset master data, you can assign this depreciation key. Or I would say for that particular asset class, we assign this depreciation key. So let's take an example of land. So on the land, normally we don't want to depreciate our land. So in this case, we at a land asset class level, we can assign this depreciation key. And what will happen whenever you will be creating any asset master data that is related to land? So system will by default have this depreciation key 0000. Okay. Then if you want to create your own depreciation key, for that you need to click on the new entry button. Give the 4-character ID code will alphanumeric. Let's have here the ID is 4401, and this is what it is, the depreciation key for the 10% straight line method key for the company code 2244. And then you can just see the status as inactive. We need to make sure the status should be active. But before that, we need to press enter button. Go to the left side under the depreciation key, double click on the assignment of calculation method, and then click on the new entry method. Depreciation type system is asking, so we are going to take it as ordinary. Then we have the phase of the depreciation. We can take it the first one from the start of the depreciation. Then the base method we can take it as standard. It is 0014 ordinary depreciation till the end of the life. And then we need to assign here the period control ID we have set up. So the period control method we have created, it is 44P, and then multi-level method we have with the ID 44S, and then we have the class. So we can take it here depreciation class as straight line or decline balance. So here we have the straight line. Press enter button, save it. So by default, the status for this depreciation key will be inactive. How to activate it? Go back, and then you can just see we have activate button. Click on this and then save it. Once again, you go back and you can just see now the status is coming as active. Now we need to create one more depreciation key, and that is for the written down value method. And for this, we can take the reference of what we have created 4401, select it, click on the copy as option, give the ID as 4402, and this is not straight line, this is WDV, return down value method. Now press enter button, It is saying that it has a dependent data. See the dependent data and change if required. So all information will remain same except this multi-level method and class. So this is going to be 44 W. This is for the 10% written down value method, and class is also, it is declining balance depreciation, and then save it. Click on the save option. Now this key is already activated. We don't need to activate this key again. So status you can just see for both of our keys are coming as active, 4401 and 4402. So we'll be assigning this 01 to some of our asset classes, and remaining we can use 4402. Now it is saying that what next we need to do after us creating of your depreciation key. We need to activate our depreciation area. Without activating the depreciation area, system will not allow you to create the asset master data under any of your asset class where you have not activated your depreciation area. So we'll start with the land, and for this we need to run transaction code OAYZ. Transaction code is OAYZ. Here we need to take the asset class ID. It is 224401, and then we can select this land. Go to the asset class. Below the asset class we have the depreciation area. Double click on this. This layout ID, depreciation layout ID, we need to take it as standard 1000 for all our master data. 1000 for all our master data. So this is the layout we have for the depreciation area, and then we need to remove this depreciation area deactivation. Remove this checkbox and then press enter button. So when you press enter button and you activate your depreciation area, so one field is mandatory provided by the SAP, which is that it is your depreciation key. So anyways, we need to assign the depreciation key. Without this, you will not be able to activate your depreciation area. So which key we need to assign? If depreciation is not applicable, we can assign 0000. If we want to have the straight line method, then we have 4401. If for this class we want to have the written down value method, we can have 4402. So because it is a land, we can assign here the depreciation key as 0000. And then I'm going to save it. Click on the save option. So this is how we have activated the depreciation area for our first asset class, which is land. Now go to the next one. Double click on the asset class. Select 02. Go to the depreciation area. Again 1000. Layout and remove the checkbox. This time I'm going to assign 4401 depreciation key. Then we can save it. Go to the next asset class. It is 03. Plant and machinery. Double click on the depreciation area. 1000 layout. Remove checkbox. And this time we can select 4402. Save it. Next asset class ID 04. Double click on the depreciation area. Select layout ID 1000. Remove checkbox and then assign depreciation key ID once again 4401. Save it. Then the last is 05, and then double click on the area 1000 layout. Remove checkbox and then assign depreciation key as 4402. I'm going to save it. Click on the save option. Then it is saying that post creation of or activating your depreciation area for each of your asset class. So now we need to go to the step 15, where for the posting of depreciation document, we need to provide the number range. We need to identify the document type also for this number range in order to provide the number range. And this thing we can do it with the help of transaction code OBA7. So let's have the transaction code OBA7. Press enter button. For the posting of depreciation, SAP has provided us a standard document type ID which is AF. Click on position button search for the depreciation document type ID AF. So you can just see it is showing you that this AF we can use for the depreciation posting. Double click on this. You can just see here the number range is coming as 04. You need to make sure that you should have a number range ID 04. In case you don't, then you click on the number range information button. Then give your company code ID 2244. Go to the change interval, and here we don't have 04. Click on the new interval button. Let's see, the last one is 26 all 01 to 26 all 9. So this one we can have 04 year 2023, 27 all 01. We can maintain the range from 27 all 9. Press enter button. It is saying that 27 already exists. So let's have here 28. 28 all 01 to 28 all 9. 28 already exists. Let it be 29. 29 enter. 29 again we have 30 30 enter, and now I'm going to save it. Click on the save option. Then what next we need to do after maintaining the numbering for the posting of depreciation, we need to follow step number 16. It is saying that here for at a company code level, we need to specify the interval and posting rule for the posting of depreciation, and this thing we can do with the help of transaction code OAYR. So let's have the transaction code OAYR. Here we need to have the company code ID 2244. Select it. Go to the left side. Double click on the depreciation. Double click on the posting rule, and you can just see for the company code 2244 we have the depreciation area 01, and under this 01 depreciation area, how the depreciation is going to happen. So if it will happen on a monthly basis, bi-monthly basis, quarterly basis, semi-annually or annual basis. So mostly we select this monthly option, and then we can save it. Click on the save option. Then after this interval and posting rule, it is saying that in case for any of your depreciation asset depreciation value, in case it is coming in decimal value, so you want to round off the decimal value, because sometime, because here the depreciation calculation will be done by the system, and in case it is coming with decimal value, so system should round off. And how we will be able to round off? For this we have step number 17. Transaction code is OAYU, and at a company code level we can do this rounding. We can specify this rounding. Press enter button if any message is coming. Again select your company code 2244 and double click on the rounding specification on the left side, and select this middle option under the rounding specification. That system should do the rounding for which kind of depreciation calculation, that particular depreciation calculation done by the system. So click on the save option, press enter button. We need to work on the depreciation. We need to work on the asset screen layout. Remember, for each of our asset classes, we have created the screen layout. So for now, every asset class we need to we need to assign the screen layout, and we have already defined the screen layout. But in that, what are the field options? So any of the field you want to maintain as suppress, required, optional, so that you can do it under this asset master data screen layout. So here we need to go to the path as pro reference IMG, and then we need to go to the financial accounting new. Then we have the asset accounting. We can go to the master data screen layout, and then you have here two screen layout option. One screen layout option we have for the asset master data, second for the asset depreciation area. Remember, while activating the depreciation area, by default we were selecting a depreciation, we were selecting the screen layout ID 1000. Okay, so in that 1000 ID we have been given the fields as a press recorder option, so you can, as per your requirement, you can change the status of that particular or layout for that particular master data. So now we need to select this first option, screen layout for the asset master data, and we need to double click on the first option, define the screen layout, because creation we have already done. Now we have our layout ID. It is double 401 02 03 04 04 and 05. Select 01 land, and you can just see you have two folder here. Main folder is logical field group, subfolder is field group rule. So double click on the logical field group. When you will be creating any of your asset master data, you will have the fields provided by the SAP under these many groups. You can go to the relevant group and you can maintain the status as suppress required option. So how? So for example, here we have the general data. For the general data, if you want to check the fields, so these are the fields provided by the SAP. With this radio button option, you can maintain a suppress recorder option, and you can just see here it is saying that here we have these check boxes. These normal we have, okay, layout or field status, but this is a new one. Okay, so it is saying that this field status you want to maintain at which level. So this field status you want to maintain for both of your master data, main and sub, or only for the sub. So if you want to have it only for the main, so accordingly you can select the checkbox. Now if you want to maintain it for both, you can select this copy option. Now we can go back to the group to posting information and double click on the field group rule. Here we have been given the option of date. So let's have the capitalization date as required for what? For the creation of main asset master data. And then I'm going to save it, as well as sub asset master data. So I'm going to save it. Click on the save option. Then go back to the group, and then we need to select this time dependent data. Go to again field status or field group rule. Here you can just see the cost center is coming as a required entry. What will happen with this status? In case you are going to create the master data, or you are creating the account for the land, and while creating the land account you have to give the cost center, otherwise system will not allow you to create the master data for your land. So because we are not using the cost center, so what we want to do, we want to keep it as optional. So I'm going to change it, and then we can click on the save option. Likewise, you have been given the other field also. Any field you want to make it as required, option, or suppress, accordingly you can do it. So here I'm going to save it. You can go to the next layout ID. So we are done with the layout ID 01. Let's go and do the same thing for the layout ID 02. So here we have the posting information, calculation data as required entry at a main asset subasset, then time dependent data. So here we have all fields optional. Okay, just save it. Then we have the group, we have the layout ID 03. Field status, here we have the logical field group, and this is for the posting information. Double click on the field group rule. Again, calculation date field we want to make it as required for main asset. Save. Go to the group, and let's have the next group time dependent. Go to the field logical field group, sorry, it is the field group rules, and in this we can just see the cost center system is taking as mandatory. Let it be optional. Save. Layout ID 04, group 0, it is 2, and calculation data as required from optional. Let main asset. Save. Then group 3, time dependent data. See if any field system is showing you mandatory, keep it as optional. Save. And do the same thing for the layout ID 05, last layout ID, posting information, field group rule, calculation date as required for the main asset master data creation as well as sub asset master data. Then we can go to the group 3, time dependent data. If any field system has taken as mandatory, let it be optional save. So with the we are done with the asset master data screen now. If you want to have any changes for your depreciation area screen layout, which is 1000, so you can do it in the next step. So here, if we just see now, go to the step number 19. It is saying that for your asset depreciation area, this is the asset depreciation area layout. If you want to make the changes, so you can do it. So just select this and define screen layout for the depreciation area, asset depreciation area, and by default we have 1000. Double click on the field group rule. If any field you want to maintain as suppressed record an option, you can do it. Except this depreciation key because the depreciation key will be by default required or mandatory. At which level? At a class level. Okay. So I'm going to keep it as same. Now what next we need to do? So now we have the asset master data creation, and under this asset master data we'll assign the relevant information, then we'll acquire the assets. Then after that we'll see the value of those assets or depreciation value under the asset explorer. Then we can go for the posting of depreciation. We will also see the scenario in case we retire it, retire with revenue, without revenue, we transfer the value of one asset to another asset, and finally if we scrap it, so how the system is going to give you the counting entry. So all these scenarios we are going to